ladies and gentlemen. We are back here at SimSational TV tonight, and boy oh boy is it a good one, that's for sure. We are here at the ASA's LMU League on a Monday night. Happy Australia Day to everyone as well. In the past few days, hope you've enjoyed the weekend and basically just loving life. That's basically all we need to do. It's just incredible what we can do and what we can't do here in the grand scheme of things in Australia. And I hope you've enjoyed the weekend. We're here at Imola. What a place to be. What an absolute treat of a place to be here for everyone in Sundry. It's great to have you here and on board with us all tonight. I'm excited here at SimSational because it's going to be an interesting event. We have got a lot of cars. In fact, we have got 35 cars on track here tonight. Boy, oh boy, that's exciting. And I'm the sole commentator for tonight as well, so hope you are going to enjoy the dulcet tones of myself as we go around here at ASA for SimSational TV's broadcast here with their LMU series. It's great to be here. Good to see everyone else out there in viewership land tonight. I'm thoroughly enjoying being with you guys as well, and it's qualifying and it's private at that too. So we are on like Donkey Kong, technical issues, albeit nonetheless, we are here somehow. I don't know how we've got here, but we have. I can guarantee that it's absolutely fantastic to be here with you all. And we're seeing George Fuller fly around the circuit at this moment, so we will get on board with him as soon as we possibly can. Just doing famous things here to see what we can do in the hypercar as George Fuller is going out for his session. It's a 30-minute session, and they are private. So what a place to do it, what a place to be. It's awesome. And throughout the last week and a half, the track temperature has had to be updated. People actually get privileges. It's definitely not where you want to see it. I can guarantee you at this moment are struggling to get their up to temperature in the tyres as well and get that clean lap in. I'm going to see George Fuller here. SimSational TV just coming absolutely undone as we speak. But the grid is incredibly strong. We've got everyone there. You can see the timetable, time tower as we go across. And we're on the board here with the haircut, Sean Bibblecoat. And he is mighty quick as well. Don't ever count this guy out in the hypercar. Looking very racy indeed. And he's going out for a hot lap here. He's on a push. Is the hairbrush. And that's a very, very lovely looking livery as we saw. This is round 3, so round 3 qualifying, and we saw in round 1 here on SimSational TV just how amazing it could all get. We had a underdog winner come through, saved his fuel in the hypercar class, came from 6 on the grid and managed to get himself up and win the race over the top couple of drivers, so that was something to behold as well. We'll see what happens in the grand scheme of things for the rest of the day. It's absolutely scheme of things. I can guarantee you that much. That's for sure. Otherwise, it's business as usual here at SimSational, and I wish I was joined by my co-commentator, Mr. Munro himself, but he is on furlough tonight, enjoying a bit of kickback time with everyone in Sundry. So happy days to see him out and about, and I'm looking forward to being with the man, the myth, the legend himself at some stage during the rest of the week. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to call more action here at ASA with you. But for some reason, I cannot get this ASA overlay to pop up on the screen, and the LMU as well. So, goodness gracious me, what is going on in the grand scheme of things? The hairbrush is off, so we're going to go back to another driver. I'm going to go to George Fowler again, see what he's doing. He's in 11th place in the hypercar, and overall, he is the 6th slowest driver on track at this point in time. He's done a 1:32.5 as his personal best, and he's a fair way off the man, the myth, the legend himself, Alex Kay. So don't you worry about him. He's 100% going to be one man to look out for. He was on it last week as well. Notable absentee in the grand scheme of things at the moment. He's one of the faster drivers out there, but you can't see if he is on the field. He's there too, so don't worry about that. They're all out and ready to go. But Alex Kay has set the best lap of 1:30.166. It's pretty incredible to see, and he's doing very, very well in the grand scheme of things. We'll get that standings up there, and we'll also get the timing tower as well. That's his personal best. But in the meantime, private qualifying, they've all got the track to themselves. And Alex Kay setting the benchmark. Chris Tiansen is half a second behind him as well, sitting there in P2. This is all part of the LMU series, round 3 of their LMU Monday series. So it's going to be SimSational. I can tell you that one also. But across the line, he doesn't go any faster than Alex Kay, so he's not on a purple lap at this point in time. I'll tell you who probably will be the next time he goes around is Harry Lawrence. He did a personal best in Sector 1 and a personal best in Sector 2 next time he went out. So we're going to have to look for him in the grand scheme of things. But it's going to be interesting to see where he comes out in the grand scheme of things in the hypercar period. And we'll go back to the top step of the GT3 class. Paul Britton, McLaren, running around excellently here too. He's about to start a push lap as well. I reckon we should go on board with him and see what he can do. See something on there if we possibly can. At the moment there with LMU, but let's go there. See what he can do. See what the man, the myth, the legend can do. Around Imola circuit, we can go on into the turn. We can see where he is basically there. The famous here, Michael Schumacher and Ron and Montoya got together all those years ago. Here at Imola, firing up the hill, very fast sweeping double left-hander coming our way, shifted down to the third gear in the McLaren GT3. Power out, don't use all that curve because that will slow you down as well. But I'll tell you what, it's a good drive here from Paul Britton. He's only a tenth and a bit away from Chris Weitzel there in class for him, so that's going to be interesting to have a look at. Don't worry about that. We can see all of the drivers now starting to make a bit more progress. We've just hit 5 minutes to go in qualifying, and it's all up to the drivers. Now they'll be as nervous as a cat around the rocking chairs at this point in time, I can tell you what. But when you come in to LMU, it's a fair game and fair go for everyone. So you've got to be wary that these guys are 100% going to go for it. They're going to go for it hard. It doesn't matter where you go. What is Paul Britt going to do here at this point in time? His sector times are all in the PBs. Go through and set the quickest lap in the GT3 class. We'll see right now. No, he doesn't. This is out once more, just by the nick of his whisker. Look at that. 9.984 versus 13.014. That's incredible stuff. Very, very close indeed. In fact, only 300ths of a second split the top 2 and 3 in the GT3 class as well. I'll tell you what, the timing towers are going along with green here. Nando Latanzio also on a PB. He set the PB in the first sector and the second sector, so this is going to be a pretty good lap if you can get it all together here. You're right on board here with the Peugeot hypercar. Very, very racing indeed. As well. Go onto the bonnet cam, or basically the hood cam if you want. See what he's going to do. He's across the line now with his PB. Will that bump him any further up? No, it will not. So he's going to go around one more time. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in LMU's qualifying session at Imola. Just see the behaviour of the cars. It looks absolutely hairy as a Greek's back out there on track. The cars are going wide. They're going upside down. They're going everywhere. It's good to see, and a bit of readiness in the grand scheme of things for these drivers coming with an hours-long race heading our way. That is going to be something to behold. I tell you what, strategies and everything else in between is going to be incredible. We'll see these hypercars go through the field. We'll see the GT3s have a good battle. We'll see a lot of drivers just come out for a good, hard, absolute balls to the wall stab at it. and they can see exactly what is coming along to them in the rest of the time tonight. But Spinazzi is 7/10 off. Look, very good looking car, the Cadillac, and absolutely sounds mint too as he crosses the here. Jumps up into 6th as well, so he's just made a position up there too for himself with a 1:30.883. He's only 0.003 of a second off 5th place of Marcus NG there, so very, very close at the top, if you don't mind. Mind you, Alex Kay's just in a league of his own. He's 100% flogging the pants off these guys. Everyone else is half a second away from his time, but it is so close. There is only 0.3 of a second between second to 7th. That's close. That's what I want to see. I want to see all that sort of jazz come to fruition, I can guarantee you. And they're looking very, very good, are all these hypercar drivers. It's close in the middle. We're going to keep an eye out for them come race time. 2 minutes left in quali, be thereabouts, and he's pulled out of it. So we're going to go on board and see what Max Ricker is doing. He's only 0.006 of a second of going from 4th to 3rd over Sean Madison there in 3rd place. So that's going to be interesting to see there too. These guys are not giving each other 1 millimetre. I'll tell you that. That's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. And when it comes to racing on Imola, it's not an easy place to overtake in any car at the best of times. So we're going to see something happen here. Between these GT3 drivers, it's very tight at the top. You can see that gap difference. If you're looking at quick maths with the beta program not giving me the overlays that I want, I cannot get rid of those overlays. I'll give you the hot tip. We cannot see exactly what the time or the splits are between them, but I can tell you now, 13 seconds away from an LMP, and then you've got a massive gap between everyone else. But with those number 12s and 13s sitting there, it is only 0.8 of a second between 1st to 5th. So, and again, very, very tight here as well as Max. He's setting the time in Terra Light. He was his personal best in 1st sector. Sector 2 was not, however. He's going to go around and go one more time here. 36 seconds left in qualifying. This is exciting. This is definitely exciting. I'm getting excited here as we speak. Let's see what Max can do for the last one. He's actually jumped it into 3rd. So bang, 1:43.162. Happy days for him. For Max, he's climbed up the grid. Chris Weitzel is in the pit, so he's done and dusted. What can Paul Britt do there in that for McLaren? He's definitely right out there with everyone else. I'm surprised that we got so close here. He's 3/300ths of a second still away from knocking Chris Weitzel off the top. But we've got qualifying is about to be over right as we speak. That is the checkered flag. That is it, done and dusted. No one has knocked off Alex Kay at the top there. You can see he's 100% flying along at a rate of knots. Stephen Tyre as well in 2nd place. Couldn't get any better. Alex is done and dusted. What can Chris Tanson do? I'll see what he is. He is set up on the timing tower. He's green in the 1st sector. What can Sector 2 do for the Lamborghini? I'll tell you what. This could be a move up and down the grid. It's only a bit not even between himself and Stephen Tyre for P2 and 3. This is going to be very, very close indeed. Chris Johnson has to always just keep it on check and keep that car pointed where he needs to be. Keep it neat and tidy through the double right-hander. Up the hill we go here at Imola. He is on song. The sector timings are coming up now. What we're going to see from him in the grand scale is at 32.332. Stephen Tyre did a 32.333, 1,000 slower. So he is on song here. This could be a positional change here for Chris Jansen. I'll tell you what, it's on. He's just got to keep it together and keep it sliding off like it just did there and keep it on the track. Try to keep it neat and tidy for the fast, but he's pushing like all tomorrow. He's gone a little bit wide there. Has that hurt him on the exit? Oh, I don't know. We're only going to find out as he crosses the finish line very, very shortly here. What can the man do himself? Mr. Religion goes into 2nd place there, and with a 0.4 of a second gap between himself and Alex Kay, but he's knocked Stephen Tyre out. Wowee. What a session, ladies and gentlemen. What an absolute belter of a session there. That is your timing tower right there. Look at that. The hypercar class dominating the first half of the grid by an absolute country mile. 13 seconds between them in terms of the grand scheme of pace and qualifying. Alex Kay's in 1st. Chris Jansen, Mr. Religion, is in 2nd. Thailand's in 3rd. Latanzio, Marcus NG, Spinazzi, Lawrence, Venita, Brimblecombe, Afia, Hammett, and Colombo round out your top 12. We've got George Fuller, Paul Huddy, Simon Van Grouden, Mark Stevens and Simon Scanlon in 14, 15, 16, 17, representing the last sector of the hypercar grid. But then Max Ricker, pole position in the GT3 class. Well done to him in the BMW. Paul Britt right next to him. Absolutely nothing in it. You can see the gaps there. Literally 300ths of a second between the two of them. Chris Weitzel in third in the Beamer. Sean Madison and Ashlyn Reynolds round out your top five with Sproul, Martin, Dixon, Patullo, Donaldi, Greg Brock, Sam Austin, Wilson, Wilkinson, Collins, which is not the Stig, by the way, Ben Collins, Payno and Ryan Smith are your final grid getters here at LMU tonight. Well, that's qualifying done. That's it, ready, rip-roaring, and off to the races. Those are your results there. It's going to be absolutely incredible to see what we can do and what the gentlemen on track, and ladies, if you don't mind, can do for the rest of the evening. All it has to do is keep it clean.
Well done, Max, and well done,
and you
Alex.
can hear in the background there.
Thank
the
you.
Lovely
That the
sounds
GT3 was bloody close. Well done, Britty.
Yeah.
of drivers in the chat there.
Remember that voice?
They're all having a lovely bit of merriment.
Yeah, mate, but you don't organize any more
But that is
championships,
all done
so-
by the shouting.
Yeah, because you kill me too many
for
times on
every
track, that's
single
why.
person.
Well, I got the...
It's awesome to see, and I'll tell you what, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it with all the chat here. But racing is going to start. It's ready to go. We're only a minute away here to get ourselves onto the grid, so we're going to start watching this and go back to the start of the session. Once that all gets ready to rock and roll, we shall go and see where they are. They're all sitting in the pits now, just very, very patiently sitting there waiting. There's the silence. Listen to that. Absolute dead silence between everyone on the circuit as we get ready. 45 seconds left here before it is time to start rolling around and doing your outlap. And you can see right now, they are on the grid. They are ready to go. They are rip-roaring, rip-snorting, ready to go. You can just hear the little subtle differences in what we are seeing with everyone. Let's get the standings up on the board. Don't worry about the timing. That is all there, ready to go. But this is what you want to see for LMU. I'm excited about this one. This could be interesting. This could be very interesting indeed. Let's see if my overlays are working on OBS or not. Been trying to get them working in the grand scheme of things, and no, they're not. So that can absolutely get knotted. That will be a way.
Formation lap has
Formation
started.
lap is about to start, and we are off to the races for everyone in sundry. We have got Alex K there sitting beautifully, ready to rock and roll in the hypercar class. How is his start going to be? Is it going to be something that we behold, or is it going to be an absolute disaster for him? There's only one way to find out, and it's going to find out in about 20 seconds time. Roll racing. Here's where you want to go. Alex K is the pole sitter. Christiansen is Religion right next to him as well. This could be exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Strap back in. Seats, get ready and rocking, and we'll be ready to go. It's incredible. Every viewer out there, good to see you as well. What are we going to see here for the rest of them? But racing is just about to go. Get your predictions in, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 8 hours driving coming your way.
Green flag,
Green flag. We are racing. Here we are at Imola for round 3 at LMU, and Alex K has got a good start, but I'll tell you what, Christian's got an absolutely better one. They are through to turn 1. Alex K still got the jump, so that is job done for Alex K. He is looking very racing. You can see here from himself there, he's still looking out. Mr. Religion right behind him. They are fighting neck and neck at this point in time. Get onto the track, boyos and girlos. This is incredible. Bit of bargy in the background with the GT3 cars. We'll see what happens to them later on. But Alex K is still leading, and leading comfortably here at the end of it. I'll tell you what, he's done super well. Nando Latanzio there in the background has also got a battle on his hands. He's going to have to look left and right, upside down. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do here. You can see on the import that both cars in front squirming around and sliding their way around Imola. But a very, very clean and neat and tidy lap coming our way here for the opening. They know they've got 60 minutes left to go here, so why try anything stupid? But that's what you're seeing, and that is your view with all the hypercars at the moment. Absolutely flying 240 k's before they heavy brake into the chicane at the back. of Imola circuit, left to right, up to the it is Alex K leading by 8/10 of a second now between the two of them. That is very, very quick. That's a great advantage that you want to have. So that man is going to be flying out there in track and away for the first time here around Imola. That is lap 1. Done and dusted here. That's exciting stuff. Let's go back a bit to the grid here in the GT3s. You can see the gaps. P1's already gone through onto the start-finish straight. They're already at T1, and these guys are just getting onto the front straightaway here now at Imola. So it is all happening everywhere. I'll tell you what, this guy has got his hands full, the haircut, because around the back of all this comes Sean Brimblecombe, and he is trying to get his way back onto the rear of the hypercar grid. Not doing the best job at the moment with the hairbrush. Probably something to get on. Oh, he's even having more troubles. Can't even get it turned into turn 1. Sliding his way through is the hairbrush. The GT3 car's looking at this and thinking, we've got half a chance here, I reckon. But the hairbrush is probably going to negate any of that sort of thought and take off down into the distance. So we'll get off him. And Ashley Reynolds is doing amazing at the moment. In 4th place. He's starting very, very well. Right in front of him is Paul Britt, so if you couldn't think of a better man to get some sort of leeway off in the grand scheme of things, he's right up on his rear bumper at the moment is Reynolds too, looking for half a move here. Oh, very heavy braking at the front there by Weitzel. Tried to brake check Ricker, I reckon, there for P2, so it was very, very dicey indeed. But these guys are battling on absolute sheep stations here at the moment in the GT3 class. You can see the cars just dancing all over the circuit. That's exactly what you want to see in the grand scheme of things. It's bloody brilliant as they file their way for round 2 here at Imola. Plenty more to come, I would say, around, I would think, 30-odd laps here by the time we get all done for the GT3 guys at least. But Alex K still leading by 1.3 seconds over the rest of the field. The rest of the field is down here. You can see everyone saying that they're 1 lap behind is irrelevant because they have not crossed the timing towers yet. But it is Ashley Reynolds in 4th, Paul Britt 3rd, Max Ricker and Chris Weitzel 1st and 2nd. Only really separated all these guys by 3/10 of a second too. So it is close here between 1st and 9th. They're not giving each other 1 millimeter. It's cracking all the different sounds as well. That we can hear from those engines, all very, very nice. The 2 beamers out in front, as you would expect to see, Paul Britt, McLaren, and another beamer right behind him of Ashley Reynolds, putting on a show. And the Corvette of Sean Madison, absolutely cracking car too. The C8 rear-engined GT3. That's the car you don't want to get on the inertia too much. That thing will be very, very pointy as a freshly sharpened pencil. And we might as well ride on board because it looks like he's got half a chance here at Reynolds. He's gone for it down the inside. Oh, that was ambitious. Tried to dummy Reynolds into a move there and outbrake himself, but he couldn't get it done. Very, very feisty here is the man amid the legend, Sean Madison, and he's driving the wheels off this Corvette at this point in time. Hopefully those tyres last until the end, because when you get something like this happen, it's basically a rate of attrition. Will those tyres last if you abuse them? Will they wait until you get to a pit stop as well? It's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. And he's got his rear vision mirror full here too. There's Sean Madison because Sprout is all over the back of him too. You see that BMW moving around, heavy braking into the chicane. The gates over that one. Now number 2. No exit drama there for the man, Madison himself. Looking very, very racy. And he's just got away a little bit there from Sprout too. So probably something a little bit better in the racing department on the exit is that Corvette over the rest of the team. It's exciting. These guys are hunting each other. Let's go to the hypercar and see what they're doing, because there's a little bit of a battle here going on between Lawrence. He is 100% according to the bottom and the Colombo. They're neck and neck. They are literally only separated by 3/10 each, and they're driving the wheels off each car. I'll tell you what, Lawrence is a little bit of strong there. He's going to have to get the hurry on, and 2 Ferraris right behind him. Very, very racy indeed. The LP. Oh, now the Ferraris. Oh, there's contact, and around goes Hammond and Colombo. They're out. Unfortunately, that is going to be falling down the grid. I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. It was. I thought it was the 2 of them that managed to get it back up. Is that the server lag? He absolutely giving me a heart attack. They just put each other back together. Somehow they've come out with the wins. I'll tell you what, a Fiat was the man in that one too. So he is now going to have to think the square one again and go, maybe I'll get back on board here the other two, but that is an unforced error, and unfortunately, Fiat was the biggest loser. Now Paul Huddy's got in the background to think about, to see what he's going to do, because it's something to behold. It's something to behold. Huddy has gone across the line there and set his personal best 1:33.3 for the race. That's exciting. That's exciting. I'm trying to say, ooh, that's a big one. That is a big one. Can Huddy separate himself here in the hypercar class when he comes? Not too sure. We'll ride on board and see what he's looking at. Beautiful clean circuit in front of him. Beautiful. Just absolutely amazing. That's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. You want to see that sort of behaviour. So I'm going to try something as we speak. Might be right on board here with Huddy and see how he's doing. See what we can get up here in the grand scheme of things. Sorry about this. I'm going to have to get something up on board. All of this nonsense with all of controls you want to see, or don't want to see, the other stuff with the I just want to see what I need to see. We can't see it. That is the beauty of all this stuff. No HUD, NA. Let's get rid of that. Still not working, so that's just fantastic. Just what I wanted to happen. It's happening. That's what you got to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the overlay, but that's selling you this thing. Paul Huddy has survived still. He's absolutely survived that, so good luck to him in the grand scheme because he's still going to be flying around with the back of him. That's going to be interesting to see how these two. I think he's just going to suck a little bit here. He's gone for the outside move. He's on the grass too. He's been in. Oh, he nearly lost it. Just had to gather it up there. Oh, that was close. That was tense for him. The Ferrari of Fiat right behind him. Thought his Christmas was coming early. I'll give you the hot tip. You can already see some GT3 cars getting lapped and passed by the hypercars. We're only 8 minutes into racing proceedings. That's definitely something to guarantee you that. A lot of these guys will be thinking, where is this going to put me? Pit stop here in the class. 60 minutes of racing, you won't get there in the tank. You won't get there in the same sort of time. So you're going to have to keep for that. Speaking of keeping an eye out, is there here Alex K doing absolutely nothing of the sort. Flashing his lights and looking forward. Already lapping Payno and Brock there. Brock is respectfully in 14th place and Payno in 13th. And that's where we are. Oh, there's a massive shunt at the back there. That is Brock upside down. Wow, what an absolute nightmare for him. He's flipping the car back up in the there. Oh, can we get a replay of that? We're going to have to see something here for him. Is that going to happen here for Greg Brock? We'll go to the replay section and see what that brings up for him. Replay function not working, so that's fantastic. Didn't even want me to let it go, but we'll go back to live. Oh, I reckon his car's got more hits than Elvis at this moment. Eddie's looking very, very second-hand on the front there too. No cracks in the windscreen, however, and no steering damage, but a lot of aero damage, I would say, to the car. Not going to be the funnest time in the Brock household here. That was huge. Absolutely monstrous. He got together there with Payno, and Payno is way down the field. He's in the pits, so he is definitely feeling something like his last name there in Payno at this moment. Early into the pits, even missed his pit barrier there too, so not the place you want to be, but that was monumental in the background. Goodness gracious, if the replay function would work in the beta, that would be what I would rather. But anyway, we're stuck with what we see in the Elvis mode. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Patullo, though, driving the absolute wheels off his car. He's flying there in the McLaren, and he's got Sproul right behind him. He's got the best run of the night, has Sproul. Look at this. Right up the back end, the rear bumper bar, gearbox, whatever you want to call it, of that McLaren. And I think he's going to take a move here, Sproul. He thinks better of it. Just getting the nose ported in under. That was great racing from the both of them. Patullo's off onto the bunda, so that allows Sproul to scoot on past. Say thank you very much, albeit very skatey. That's not going to be very good on the exit. I reckon Patullo should get out of the way of this LMP car coming through the leader, Alex K. But he's got half a chance here to make another run on the man himself there in Sprout. Let's see what this comes up into, back into turn one. Oh, this is exciting. There is Payno there coming out of the pits. He is now getting lapped, so he's got to get out of the way, and he's just hampered Patullo as well. So that is going to be something that stewards are going to have to think about. in the grand scheme of things when it comes to it. These boys are racing absolutely up at the top. It's hard to keep up and see where everyone is in the grand scheme of things, but there is your top for the hypercar is Alex K. Chris Whitesell is your top racer in the GT3 class. We're going to go to Max Ricker, who is right behind him, because this now is effectively the lead of the race. And they're not letting go of each other. I can guarantee you that. They are 400% giving each other absolute hell at this moment. And it's looking very, very racy at the moment, is Ricker. He was 8 tenths behind. He is now 6 tenths. So that gap is ever closing, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely closing at a rate of knots here at SimSational TV. This could be a Drive of the Day nomination here if Ricker can get past Whitesell. So with Paul Britt. Paul Britt is a good customer too. But the quickest man in the GT3 class is Max Ricker himself at 144 dead versus everyone else's 144 twos and 44 eights. There's 144 ones as well. There goes, I think that was Smith into the pits there on the GT3 class. So he's having another trip down the lane. But I reckon it's time to ride on board here and see what we can do and see what Max Ricker's doing. Turn up the sound, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear this BMW absolutely sing its tits off. What a lap there by good old friend Max Ricker in second place, and he's lost a bit of time there to his person in front of him in P1, which is Chris Whitesell, and Chris Whitesell doing a great job of driving around with all of these cars. It's in the way, out of the way of the LMPs. You can see the blue flag LMP mark coming up on your screen there as well on his marker, so he knows that they're coming. All he has to do is keep out of the way of these guys, and they will just sail past him at a rate of knots. This is going to be hairy. Oh, geez, that's exciting. He's got right out of the way. He's had to go wide twice, so that's going to bring in Paul Britt into the equation very quickly. Oh, they've touched too. Paul Britt just getting out of the way in the nick of time there. That was something to behold. I'll give you the mail. Paul Britt now has got an absolute barnstormer of a chance here. Can he get up the rear end of Max Ricker and take P2? He's navigated that curb beautifully, but he's got an LMP behind him on the flag somewhere. It's coming behind the Corvette of Sean Madison, so Madison's out of the way. Here comes the hypercar, coming past him of Fowler. Fowler's out of the way. Now Max Ricker has just stuck the nose where the sun doesn't shine and held up that hypercar there as well. And here he comes. Wow, that was nearly close for Paul Britt. That was something to behold there too. Nearly took the rear bumper off that BMW. And now Sean Madison's got an absolute belter of a chance here as well. Can he get the suck? He is going to get the overlap here. We're right on board with him now. Let's see what they do in the grand scheme of things when it comes to racing here. Madison, oh, they nearly touched. They did touch. They bumped doors trying to get out of the way of a hypercar. And around the outside is Paul Britt still trying to hang on for dear life. Oh, they've touched. They've touched it around. It goes. There he goes. There, Madison's off. And he is out of that one. Paul Britt and Sean Madison coming together live on stream there. Will Paul Britt redress any of that? I'm not sure if he is. He's just dancing away as if nothing happened. He's after the races there. I'll tell you what, 5.5 furlongs away from anything that Sean Madison can do. And he has fallen down to 5th place now as Sean Madison. So Stephen Martin is just absolutely loving life at the moment. Paul Britt in 3rd place, albeit a bit controversial there. I don't know if Sean Madison tried to do a Verstappen and say, well, if I'm in front of you, mate, get out of the way. And Paul Britt said, bugger you, mate, I am out of here. And that was a collision that we did not want to see, ladies and gents, but it's happening. It's still happening, and it's all in the GT3 class. But in the hypercar class, a Fiat here is now climbing onto the back of Vintner. So a little bit of progress being made. 0.5 of a second splits him and also Paul Huddy. So it's a 3-car battle here brewing in the hypercar class. That is Stephen Ty just off in the distance there as well. So we can see what they're doing. It's going to be interesting to see. Let's get rid of that replay bar if we can, and the replay HUD. Oh, there you go. That's a bit better. Finally, something's happening there. Driver inputs there. You can see the throttle tracing and the braking just as the Fiat goes through. So still not on full beans. Now he's on full beans as he goes across, just feathering it out. Nearly got out of the way of a couple of drivers in front of him tussling. So a little bit of riffraff happening in front with Vintner and Paul Huddy. They're not letting go of each other either. I can guarantee you that. That is what we don't want to see. We want to see exactly what these guys are doing. We want to see how they get there. We want to see what they're doing. And we want to see all this racing be very clean, but hard, fast, and mean here at SimSational TV. That's what we want to see. I'll tell you what, it's all happening in the grand scheme of things. Loving racing. This is where it needs to be. LMP2, Hypercar, GT3, GTP can all be on the same grid at the same time as we saw in the Daytona 24-hour just passing us by yesterday. That was something to behold. I can guarantee you that. That was a very good race to be a part of and watch. SimSational, in fact, and the Fiat now is all over the back of Vintner once more. The Ferrari has got the beans on. He is going around the outside, trying to get that job done, trailer park girl style. Can't get it done here. What's his run going to be onto the front straightaway like? Will it be a good one? It looks very good, but Vintner has just sailed away, using a bit more energy there to start to get his motor absolutely singing to the high heavens. 285 kilometers an hour is across the finish line here in the hypercar class. It's incredible to see these cars drive around at some rapid speeds. I reckon, I wish Formula One would, I reckon Formula One actually, come the new regulations, might just be a little bit closer in pace to these cars too. So that's going to be interesting to see. But nonetheless, cracking driving from all of them, using every millimetre of the track and a bit more there. Was a Fiat too, and that's giving him the run here. He's going to try. Oh, there's a yellow flag. We've got a car off somewhere. He's cleaned himself up. That would be Marcus NG. He is gone. He is in the pits. And he is out. DNF for Marcus NG. Something has happened to him, and he is out of this one for now, at least. For now. We'll see what he can do in that side of things. We'll see what it all crams out to be. But Paul Huddy is absolutely on song here. He's not letting go of anyone at this rate of knots, I'll tell you that much. Definitely having an absolute rip snorter of a drive tonight is the man, the myth, the legend himself. Paul Huddy, it's looking very racy indeed for him. It's going to be exciting to see if he's right on the back of a lap marker at the moment. Oh no, he isn't. That is Vintner right at the back of him. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Very tough to commentate on a whim by myself for the next 60 minutes, so apologies about that. Hope you're enjoying every single bit of what you are seeing tonight, and if you are, please, by all means, give us a like and a subscribe as well. It's all important to us. We love it. And if you have a couple of spare dollars to give us, please also send them our way. Ron Marshall, good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat box there, as well as Corey Lazarus saying the damage is off. No, the damage is well and truly on. We saw all of that happen before, so it's still something to behold with the rest of them. They're all having a good crack tonight, and Alex K is Ron Marshall's prediction to win. And I'll tell you what, Vincent and Huddy here all touching again. That is exciting racing. Neck and neck in the pace department of these two, I'll tell you that much. They're not letting go of each other by any stretch of the imagination. One iota are those guys. They're not having one bar of it, and they're side by side, switching back, upside down, left and right, you name it. They're having a royal tussle here. Vintner is the aggressor in this situation. Paul Huddy just hanging on for dear life and seeing what he can actually do. It's been incredible to watch these two go at it, hammer and tong, into the chicane that we go here on the final section of the Imola circuit. They're looking very, very racy at this moment. Huddy driving the wheels off it, keeping those tyre temperatures down if he possibly can, and Vintner just keeping him up, right up there, in fact, if anything. And it's exciting to see these guys race around at the rate of knots that they do. But it's this man, Alex K, absolutely sailed off in the lead. He is 9 seconds away from Latanzio, and you can see just how quick he is. Quickest lap of the race, a 1:31.8 by him. The 1:31.18, I should say. Next quickest on track is a 1:31.4 by Harry Lawrence in 4th place. So Alex K is definitely got the chockies at the moment in that pace department side of things. But geez, that's definitely a rate of knots that we want to see. It's exciting to see those guys have a royal tussle together. I'm absolutely loving it, and it's really, really exciting when you see the amount of times that these guys get onto the racetrack and have a good crack at each other. And this man here, Van Gradon, is all by himself. Absolutely all by himself, just having a little go here and there. Just having a little tussle and just getting himself off into it. Scanlon's also doing very, very well. Sitting there in 10th place is Simon Scanlon, albeit a little bit away from everyone, but nonetheless, still a lovely place to be on track. 10th place with some clean air in front of you. It's a cracking place to be. You can really get your nose pointed and turned in and get all your diameters and angles of approach and braking markers ready to go. And that is only going to serve you better as the racing goes on, ladies and gentlemen, as the racing goes on. Speaking of which, it's petered out a little bit. Closest battle on track here at the moment is Dixon. Will Dixon in 6th place in the GT3 class. He's trying to get back onto Stephen Martin's tail and take it away from him in 6th place. The top 5 for Will Dixon, I've heard, is a very, very nice place to be indeed. And not letting each other go. I'll give you the hot tip in terms of that side of things. But nonetheless, they're having an absolute belter of a time. These two guys driving around. It's only 0.2 of a second now. So Stephen Martin's having a Barry Crocker coming his way. If he can't get himself up onto the rear end of those boyos, it's going to be interesting to see what can we see from Dixon's view. That's exciting. In the Corvette, the flat plane V8 roaring away there in the background, having an absolute belter of a time. I'm not sure how he's going to get past the man himself, but we'll see what it does in the grand scheme of things. He's navigating it beautifully, but just ran a little bit wide there, nearly hit the grass. Oh, that was Sproul right behind him, who's just come a proper in the BMW, and that's going to allow Donaldi right behind him, 8th place in class, to get all over the back of him. They're only 3/10 away, but this battle here is 3/10 away as well, so we're going to have to choose one, and we'll stick on board here with Dixon. Has he got a bit of a suck here coming down the hill at Imola? Will Martin go defensive here, or will Dixon send a dummy? No, none of them do. He's gone a little bit late there, but the BMW pulling up very, very nicely indeed. Got that car pointed in and turned on its nose at the moment. Does Stephen Martin, that's for sure. Dixon, however, trying to battle on for another day as we see a hypercar go past of Harry Lawrence. In and gone. Just like that. See you later, ladies and gentlemen. He is out of here. Dicko is driving the wheels off it, just like the Rottweiler you can see on screen for his own benefit, driving the absolute wheels off this Corvette in the C8 form. My favourite is the C6, I would say, or maybe even the C7 in terms of looks, but the overall favourite is a C4 Corvette. Give us your thoughts on what your favourite Corvette is, gentlemen, in the chat, and ladies that are out there. Let's see what you come up with, if you've got a favourite car, that is, as well. So we'll keep it to the real stuff there in the prediction department too. Nothing else coming in. Give us your best shot, ladies and gentlemen. Give us something. Who's going to win the GT3 class? Is it Weitzel? Is it Ricker? Is it Paul Britt? all only within about 2 and a bit seconds of each other. So it's interesting. An LMP car going straight past Colombo. He's got out of the way, did Will Dixon. Denaldi right behind him too. Can't seem to get onto the back at the moment. But that was Stephen Martin having a bit of a hairy time navigating his way in and out of the way of the hypercar himself. Seeing what he can do here, and it's allowed Stephen Martin to gallop away a little bit. However, Dixon's come right back on him. And now they're fighting each other tooth and nail. Sideways, full oversteer moment there. That'll heat the tyre up for Dicko. He's definitely going to get on the prowl here and see what he can do as another hypercar goes straight past them all. And we'll go back and see what's happening, because now this is getting spicy here. We have got LMP cars everywhere. Look at this three-way battle here too. This could get exciting. That's Paul Huddy in the lead of this one. He's got Vintner behind him and Latunzo as well. Wow, that is incredible stuff. This is a three-car battle here in the hypercar. This is all for 6th, 7th and 8th. Real estate coming our way here, ladies and gentlemen. Who's got the highest bid? Paul Huddy has still got it at the moment, but Vintner is absolutely driving the wheels off it too. Going defensive there. On Latunzio was Vintner. How am I going tonight? He's definitely on song as well. So 6th, 7th and 8th, absolutely right neck and neck with each other. You can see Latunzio just showing the nose, putting the pressure on as best he possibly can too in the grand scheme of things. But just a little bit wide there. Monkey see, monkey do stuff for Paul Huddy. So it's going to be interesting. What can we do here? Wide apex, laid exit there for Huddy, but that's given him an absolute barnstormer of an exit there. Vintner now 6/10 away from him. Latunzio 5/10 away from Vintner too. So this is exciting. We've got the GD3 cars in the way there. I think that was Dicko in the way of those two, and that's going to allow them to get back onto it here. It is not. It is Madison right out of the way. Latunzio's had a moment trying to outbrake himself and get past that hypercar, and he's not happy about it. Full squirming around, balls to the wall stuff. This will be something in the chat that we don't want to hear for the Discord. But, geez, it's happening everywhere on track. You cannot take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even at the halfway mark yet, albeit 2 minutes away. It's looking exciting. It's looking very exciting indeed. What can Latunzio do? Sitting in 8th place, he's got 2 and a bit seconds now to make up to get back onto Vintner. And that is something to behold in that sort of side of things. But Vintner now is still hounding the back of Paul Huddy. That's something you don't want to have in your mirrors too long. A car quicker than you, or just as quick. One mistake there from Paul Huddy, and it is all over Red Rover. They will both be singing to the high heavens. One for thank you for my miracle, and the other one, please forgive me for my sins because I've come off the track. Will Paul Huddy or Vintner just stay where they are? That's what racing's about, ladies and gentlemen. You just never, ever, ever know. And they are the closest battle on the track at the moment. And there it goes. That's what we were talking about. A sin has happened there for Paul Huddy, and Vincent is now going to do the old sail around the outside, trailer park girl style, if he can get the job done. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done here, ladies and gentlemen, because Paul Huddy's got the defensive line coming into the double left-hander coming your way, and Paul Huddy survives one more lap. Not for long, though. He's gone wide, and that's allowed Vintner straight through on the inside. That is a positional change, ladies and gentlemen. Vintner into 6th place. And now he's going to try and release the shackles on that BMW and take away off into the distance there if he can. He nearly took the nose off his own car there, getting around Paul Britt in the GD3 class there. Now we're coming up to the top 3 of the GD3s. He's just going to hamper any of these cars in 6th, 7th and 8th. It's exciting. There goes Ricker. He's in the perfect place at the perfect time there for these hypercars to go past. Rico is still there. Vintner now trying to navigate his way around the number 46, Valentino Rossi BMW livery car, and he's still struggling to do so. So Huddy's now going to have half a run here, and Rick is still driving the wheels off, but that now it's been released, has Vintner. So Huddy is going to be right there, thereabouts once more. Half a second between Vintner and Paul Huddy again. After that, now Vintner's got a clean bit of track in front of him, so he can focus on driving forward. Huddy's got to look at the rear end of that BMW for a couple more laps and just hope to high heavens that he does the same as what he did prior to. It's looking very skatey there for Vintner in the grand scheme of things. Driving the absolute pants off that car. There's nothing to go anywhere on the grip limit side of things. And tell you what, Stephen Tyre's going to have his hands full soon. If these guys get into any sort of some form in terms of driving etiquette and maybe just focusing on the racing line, Stephen Tyre is going to have something to think about in the Toyota in front of them. And it's looking very, very possible here at the moment. Look at Vintner now, just absolutely using all of that power that he's got underneath him in the BMW. Stephen Tyre is getting ever so closer Stephen Tyler's a quick racer too, by the way, so don't count this guy out to do anything other than that, but the server is just absolutely all over the place. LMU, get a server host provider in Australia for the absolute love of Pete, because this is why we've got all this rubber banding sort of stuff happening. It's bloody incredible. What are the gaps in the GD3 class? It's Chris Weitzel out in front, albeit by 2 seconds over Max Ricker. Then Paul Britt is behind him, 2.4 seconds away as well. Sean Madison is 13 seconds away from Paul Britt. So P1, 2 and 3 definitely going to be tight when it comes to it. Will Dixon, however, though, is hunting the back of Stephen Martin. So that's interesting. This is a battle for 5th and 6th respectively. Dixon's there. Stephen Martin is driving the wheels off that BMW too. Now the Corvette has just got to get his bind back into race mode. Let the red mist descend and go away from him, get back into the slip angle side of things. But geez, it's going to be close and very, very, very spicy by the time it comes to it. No worries, Harley Marshall. Thanks for tuning in and appreciating the broadcast going on our way. If anyone else, family, friends, get them involved. This is Premier Racing. Oh, there's our first pit stop coming in for Stephen Martin. He is sailing into the pits as we speak. So this is going to be interesting. What is Stephen Martin doing? P6 overall, now in P7. And he's dropping down the field 8th now. So this could be a long stop or a short one. We'll see how long it is. He's in the box, stationary. Ooh, that's painful when you're a racer to see this. Everyone just fly past you while you are stationary, sitting there waiting for every single bit of works to be done on your car. Stephen Martin's in. Also, Benny Collins is in too from 9th place as well. So, worst case scenario, or best case scenario, it's going to be 9th by the time Stephen Martin comes out of the pits and seeing what's going on. But nonetheless, it's happening here. Donaldi is right on the back of Dixon. So the Ferrari versus Corvette battle is going to be strong, ladies and gentlemen. Vista Ferrari. It's awesome. Awesome, these cars. LMU is a fantastic game too, ladies and gentlemen. And what happens when you broadcast best games? You get the best broadcasting. Welcome to SimSational TV, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Here comes an LMP. Oh, I keep calling LMPs. Here comes a hypercar right behind them. Stephen's there too, right with them, albeit in 13th place overall in the hypercar class, just getting past them as well. And I reckon you're right there, Ron Marshall. Pit stops will sort out the GD3s. The hypercars, however, still something we've got to think about. Excuse me. None of them have pitted at all at this point in time, so a little bit different race strategy going on with that lot. That's for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. But we haven't heard it on board here from a Ferrari. Let's go on board. Let's have a lap. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is absolutely going, so I'll be back here after a lap of Imola in a beautiful Ferrari GT3 car. And that's a lap of Imola. Bought a Ferrari GT3. Beautiful car as well, I'll tell you that one. Very, very nice look at it. And here we go, he's lost it. Donaldi with commentator cursed him. Beautiful lap, and it's come absolutely out of his hands, and he's just going to have to get back on the circuit when he possibly can. And he's still on stream too, live here at SimSational TV. Bit of action there. Donaldi has lost a couple of places. He's lost one to Grant Patullo, so he has now gone from 6th down to 7th after that spin. And trials and tribulations of the motorsport right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at Georgie Fowler here. Right on the back of Paul Huddy in the hypercar class. And Huddy's just locking up brakes there too. So maybe a little bit to think about for Paul Huddy. Those tyres just starting to come to the end of life, I would say, at this stage of the race. We are 35 minutes gone in this race. 23 minutes and 23 seconds to go. It's going to be exciting to see. And yeah, Nal, you know, cameras on you for the V8 season. Well, I'll tell you what, you're just going to have to be commentator curse shielded up, my friend, because we will be on there like Donkey Kong with your dad sitting in the pit box doing all of the Marshall Brothers racing strategies and whatnot. It's going to be a bit of a focus on you and Jesse. But anyway, the racing here is on Georgie Fowler, and he's looking very, very quick at the moment. Paul Huddy right in front of him, struggling. And we've got, there was a man, that's Greg Brock, the man who runs the series, getting right in the way. Oh no, Huddy and him have contacted each other, and Fowler's going to be right on the back if he can make amends of that. No, he's gone into the bunda himself. So that could have been disaster there for Paul Huddy versus Greg Brock. You don't want to be rubbing shoulders too much with the guy who puts the show on, but nonetheless, they come out unscathed in the fair dinkum SimSational department. That was some hairy stuff, I'll tell you what. Whew. Get your heartbeat going. You go from mild to wild here in 2 seconds. Or there be a bounce, because Alan Peak, 2 hypercars, GT3s and GT Peak racing never fails to excite. I mean, these two, Paul Huddy and Georgie Fowler, having a good crack at each other. It's exciting racing. They're neck and neck. They are only split by 0.4 of a second over on the track at the moment. Paul Huddy's just got the better exit there and gapped that out to 0.6 within 2 corners. That's important racing line education there, ladies and gentlemen. Nail that apex on the first sector. You are perfectly in line for the next one, but Huddy's still blocking those brakes. I wonder if it's a rear brake that he's just got that bias altered to the rear to get that hypercar turned in, pointed nicely for the apex and slide it through the corners. I am none the wiser. I'll tell you what, this guy is going to be very wise at the moment, Latunzio, because he is now going to be all over the back here of Stephen Tye. Stephen Tye has lost 5th place there to Vintner in the meantime, and he's just lost 6th to Latunzio, who just gets it pulled up using all of the track and a bit more, and Stephen Tye falling back at a rate of knots here. Latunzio into 6th. Stephen Tye's gone from 5th to 7th within 5 minutes. So a bit of a rethink there for Stephen Tye on the grand scheme of things, tyre-wise or not. He is going to have to think of it in the grand scheme of things. It's a big race to go. 21 minutes of racing left. What can Stephen Tye do? Can he keep it together and maintain a gap? Not looking like it, being 1.6 seconds already away from the rest of them. It's going to be interesting. But this guy is still out in front. And comfortably, mind you, 10.3 seconds away is Alex K. Over it, where you can see there, 9.6 seconds on your timing tower there, as well as we see the gap start to pull up for the first half of the grid, which is all hypercars, understandably. 13 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, was the difference between the hypercars and the GT3s in qualifying. 13 seconds a lap. That is incredible. Over only about 5 and a bit kilometres here at Imola, 13 seconds. You do the maths there really quickly. It's about 5 seconds a kilometre, or thereabouts, 4 seconds and a bit per kilometre quicker in a hypercar versus a GT3. That's how quick these things run around, and Alex Cage is showing us exactly how it's done. Really appreciate the Marshall boys. Thank you for your kind words. It's really appreciated that you guys are here and watching. And to all of the viewers out there at SimSational TV, all of the viewers right now, good to see you. It's great to have you here. This is round 3 of the LMU Monday series here at ASA, as you can see on your screen, and it never fails to excite here. Some of the best racing that I think I've ever seen in my life happened in the first round too. That was something to behold. The GT3 class was separated by whiskers. A 6th place getter throughout qualifying and throughout most of the race came through on the last lap and took the chockies with some absolutely sensational fuel-saving strategies throughout the whole race at Interlagos. That was something to behold. So don't keep your eyes off the circuit for a moment. Here at SimSational TV, it never fails to excite on board and off track as well. Now we've got people coming into the pits as well, a fair few around the circuit, and they're making their pit stops. We've had a couple of DNFs, however, in the GT3 class. We have had Payno, Austin, Sproul, Marcus NG, or who was in the hyperclass, and Reynolds and Wilkinson, who have given up the ghost. So it's exciting to see. 18 minutes and 43 seconds left in the race, and it's getting to that pointy end now, ladies and gentlemen. Seems like it's all over, bar the shouting in the hypercar class for this man, Alex Kay. But Chris Weitzel's still got something to think about, because Paul Britt has not let go of him. He's only 2.3 seconds behind, and with those pit stops that we've seen with those drivers coming in and taking them, this is all about time management. Surely we're going to see some more pit stops coming into it. I bloody hope so, because it's just incredible to see these drivers going around and round and round as they do, and trying to get out of the way when they need to of those hypercars coming up behind them. Weitzel's just got no car radar on. He does not care about Spinazzi. Spinazzi in third overall in the class would be spewing at the moment, watching that gap slither away and the one behind him ever start to decrease with that held up there in the final two turns of Imola. But Weitzel nonetheless driving the wheels off this thing. Paul Britt's gained some time there over that, half a second in fact too. So only 1.6 seconds between first and second in the GT3 class, and then it's only a second behind him to Max Ricker. So you can see that little spread there, just ever so slightly on the chopper cam, doing its best impression of a drunken sailor at the moment, trying to keep up with the pace of these cars. It's incredible. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens. The hypercar class is a little bit spread out at the moment. Nothing really to see there in terms of battling at this moment with the gaps department. So these guys are the ones to look out for. 1.4 seconds, only 3 seconds or thereabouts separates P1, 2 and 3 overall in the GT3 class. And Max Ricker is at the last step of the podium at the moment. What can he do to get himself up into P2? It's anyone's guess, but I'll tell you what, he's doing a great job to hang on to the back of Paul Britt, who is a speedy customer as well in any racing shape or form, be it Assetto Corsa Competizione or LMU. He's definitely up there with the best, and you'll see that little number on the top of Paul Britt's car get closer and pop up more in the grand scheme of things every time he gets a little bit closer there to Paul Britt. So keep an eye out for that, but that is huge. That is a massive loss there for Max Ricker. He has lost all the momentum there. Now it is 2 seconds away from him to getting second place, and you can see just down there in the distance it's all happening there for the rest of them. Paul Britt is trying to hang on for dear life on the back of Chris Weitzel. Weitzel driving the wheels off that BMW. But here we go. Pit stops now, ladies and gentlemen, for the top three. Paul Britt's in the pits. This is now going to spice things up. This is going to spice things up, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Britt's going to go for the undercut here over the two drivers in front of him, Weitzel and Ricker. So will that pay off? We're only going to know very, very shortly, within the next minute and 50 odd seconds by the time they come around. Are they going to pit? So keep your eye out there for Paul Britt as well, ladies and gentlemen. Just watch him in terms of where he comes out. He is still sitting in third and in the pits. Huddy's in the pits too there as well in the hypercar class. So he's pitted from 8th position and is now dead set last out of all of that, and he's now coming out too. So we'll be able to see what can happen. Look out for the undercut. It's probably going to happen here. For Paul Britt, Max Ricker really struggling to keep that car straight here. 15 minutes and 20 seconds to go. The time is ticking and ticking away, ladies and gentlemen. It is ticking, and it's ever getting so much closer to that checkered flag being waved, and it's all happening for the rest of them in the GT3 class. Paul Britt is still in the pits, and he is now about to exit it, I would say. Yes, he is now up and away and ready to go. That was a long pit stop there for Paul Britt, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. But nonetheless, he is there. Dixon's in the pit too from 5th, so now in 7th place after all that. But here is Dixon. Where is Weitzel? He is there. So Paul Britt is just onto P1. Weitzel now rounding the final corner here at Imola. Is he going to dive into the pits now and see where that puts him out? I think he is. No, he's going around one more time, Daft Punk style. What's Ricker doing? Is he going in? No, he's not. So Paul Britt The only one out of the top 3 on the previous lap to come into the pits. Did he try to fake a dummy? Not too sure. We can't tell what the tyre data does there on our screen. It does not let you look at it in spectator mode, unfortunately for us, but it does show you the speed. He is climbing up the hill now, 180, 190 kilometers an hour, 200k an hour thereabouts before he breaks 212 at least. Very heavily breaks into the double left-hander, 3rd gear, slapping it through the gears now. Down the hill we go here at Imola. Ooh, this is going to be spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Is Paul Britt the anomaly in the GT3 class that had to pit? And did Chris Weitzel and Max Ricker there count their chockies early and think to themselves, if I could do this, that could be interesting. There's Greg Brock there on screen as well, sitting, where is Greg Brock on the screen? In 11th place overall in the class. So Paul Britt driving the wheels off this car. Weitzel is still not in the pits as we speak. This is keeping me suspended. I'll tell you what, the vinegar stroke is still waiting to be happened here at the moment, and it's getting me a little bit angry at this point in time in the downstairs department, that's for sure. But we'll see what happens with them all. We'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. This could be interesting, that's for sure. Are we going to see these guys come down? I'm not too sure. Nice move by Britt, says Ron Marshall in the chat. Beautiful, mate. I hope you're right there. I hope he's doing that, because we've only got 13 minutes left here in this race before the timer starts to tick down the checker flag. Oh, that's a sign there for Weitzel that those tyres are starting to go off. Just ran wide onto the ripple strip. That's going to hurt his delta. He needs to be 100% on like Donkey Kong for the rest of this race, be it he comes into the pits or not, because Paul Britt is on a charge in 6th place. He is only, in the grand scheme of things, where is he? He is 16 seconds away from Mike Dinaldi in front of him, so he is a long way away, in fact, on that interval side of things. But nonetheless, it's saying that Max Ricker is in the pits, and he is. So Max Ricker now, 2nd place. Where is Paul Britt going to come? Well, geez, this is exciting. He's coming in down the fast double right-hander apex up on to the back straightaway of Imola, basically before you get to the little chicane that we see right here, and he's navigating that now. Where is Ricker in the grand scheme of things? He is coming back out on track, so that is a massive win there for Ricker. The undercut has not worked for Paul Britt at all. Definitely advantage Max Ricker in that grand scheme of things, so this could be exciting. Cold tyres for Ricker too, so it's going to take about a lap and a bit for those tyres to get up to speed, but the gap is just ginormous. Absolutely ginormous at this point in time. We only seen Paul Britt come onto the front straight away now, and Max Ricker has jet bolted down into turn 4 already at Imola, coming around into turn 5. This could be something, and Weitzel is yet to pit. Yet to pit for the man. So the man out in front by a country mile is Chris Weitzel. We've seen Paul Britt and Max Ricker figure out their gap by an absolute country mile. A good 28-second difference. Here comes Weitzel into the pits now. This is what we want to look for. Where is Ricker on the circuit? Ooh, this could be close, ladies and gentlemen. This could be very close indeed. Rounding the double right-hander up the hill, coming up to the mini straight up the hill at Imola, now into the chicane. Where is Weitzel going to be by the time he comes out of the pit lane? Oh no, that's not going to help anyone. Ricker's around and he's lost it completely. He's in the fence. That's going to be massive damage for him. Oh no, you couldn't have ridden it any worse for Max Ricker, sorry, and he's just absolutely got punted there. You cannot write about that. That absolutely is disaster there for him. Where's Paul Britt in the grand scheme of things? Still in 5th place. Ricker, however, has got some damage on the car, and Chris Weitzel's out of the pits. So that is it for Chris Weitzel. He is going to take the lead of this GT3 class by a country mile in the end. Grant Patullo there in 2nd, as you can see, is now in the pit, so he's out. Max Ricker's going to take 2nd place. Sean Madison's going to have to come into the pit soon, surely, in that Corvette, driving the wheels off that thing at the moment. But Paul Britt and Max Ricker versus Chris Weitzel has all petered out into nothing. Weitzel just driving the absolute wheels off that BMW. Pitting later with the overcut has absolutely worked a masterclass of strategy over these guys, and he's going to have the freshest tyres at the end of this race. We've got under 10 minutes to go, 9 minutes and 26 seconds left to be exact. It's incredible. What are you, Mr. Fusik Studio? Why the movement of the cars? Neck coating? No, it is not neck. Well, it is neck coating, but it's nothing we can do here in Australia. Unfortunately, LMU's server providers are not based here in Australia. It is all over the screen, all over the world, but here in Australia. So we have got to live with what we can see here in all of that, and the drivers have to do exactly the same thing. So it is pretty hard to go side by side in it, and it's a credit to everyone for doing that in the grand scheme of things. But the gap at the front, 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go, the hypercar class has started to decrease, ladies and gentlemen. It was 28 seconds, then it was 14, and now it's only 6 and a bit between the Alpine of Harry Lawrence and the BMW of Alex Kay, and that gap is ever decreasing. Now it's 6.3 seconds, so huge story probably brewing here. 8 minutes, 22 seconds left to go. What are we going to see in the LMP class? Hypercar class. This is going to spice things up. This is definitely going to spice things up. 7.3 seconds now. Harry Lawrence and Alex Kay driving the wheels off these things. Stephen Ty in third place behind them. 32 seconds, albeit away from Harry Lawrence in third. What are we going to see with these guys coming in and doing their best impressions of getting out of the way? And I'll tell you what, that's not going to help Harry Lawrence's chances there too. Nearly came a proper. Somehow the downforce made that car stick to the road like super glue, or the grass, however, and manages to come out of it unscathed. That's hurt his Delta by an absolute horrible margin. It's gone from 6 seconds down to 9 seconds away from Alex Kay. So Alex will be looking at that going, thank you very much, mother, for the rabbits. But I'll tell you what, Colombo is driving the wheels off this car. In 8th place, between himself and Fowler. That is something to behold between the two of them. They're driving the absolute tits off this. I'll guarantee you this could be a lap car situation whenever they get around to the GD3s. Is Colombo going to be the breadwinner out of this, or is George Fowler going to be the man, the myth, the legend to keep it mean and clean in the hypercar class? Just a little bit of a battle brewing between the two of them. They're never going to stop. These two, I don't think we're going to see the end of this one at any time soon. That's for true. And we're seeing these guys have a good go at it too. Excuse me for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I just need a sip of my water. Ooh, longest sip in the land there. Just struggled to get it down the old gob. But nonetheless, it's still Colombo on the back of Fowler. He's not letting go of him at all. This is incredible stuff to see. Let's ride on board here with Colombo and see what he's got going on versus Fowler's car as well. Looking very, very pointy, both of them too. Short shift into second there for Colombo. Is looking very, very racy. Fowler's got some GD3 cars coming up in front of him. They're going to get out of the way nice, fairly and squarely. Just sticking it on the line there is Petulio. Geez, that's not what you want to see, and that's exactly not what you want to see either. Oh, that's incredible stuff. Now it's going to be Colombo's race to win. And the brake check there from Fowler too. Just fully checked him up on the apex. That's not very gentlemanly-like, but play on nonetheless. Hopefully that's not too much damage, but it looks like a possible steering damage there for Colombo after that. Or maybe not. No, he's just getting it right there. Looking like a little bit of racing. Yeah, I think there is steering damage on that car. But there he goes. Fowler's made an error. Colombo's going to sail around the outside and probably take that if he can. But I'll tell you what, Fowler's putting on a defensive masterclass here. Jeez Louise, it's all happening. Ferrari is now in the fight of its life. 0.2 of a second here. 5 minutes, 25 seconds left in the racing department. Can we see something happen here between all of them? Oh my goodness, you just can't write about it, ladies and gentlemen. It never fails to excite here in the hypercar class. They're looking absolutely fantastically racy at this moment. Fowler versus Colombo, around 2, 3, 4, 5 or 600, I reckon, at the time. By the time this race ends, they're driving the absolute wheels off these things. One of them's going to end up spewing out the other side, I'll tell you that. If it all comes to a proper there, whew, that's exciting to see. But not to be at the moment. And I'll tell you what, it's still happening. Look at this. Colombo's got half a run. I think Colombo's going to get him up the inside. Colombo's got the job done there on Fowler. Takes P7 out of Fowler's hands and just gallops off down into the distance. See you later, alligator. Don't forget your calculator, son. That's it. It's all over. Red Rover for him. Colombo's just got to keep it straight now, and he will 100% guarantee himself 7th place at the worst here if he can keep it all together. Alex Kay, leadership watch there, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Kay is still 8.3 seconds away from any threat from Harry Lawrence in second, and Spinazzi still in third. Stephen Ty is in fourth, and Chris Janssen in fifth place in the hypercar class. This man, Chris Weitzel, has galloped away. He is 17 seconds away from Max Ricker. That overcut absolutely does it here at Imola. 100% does it here at Imola. You just don't want to be anywhere else other than in an overcut situation for pit stops. He was dead set going to be right neck and neck with each other if they all pitted at the same time. It probably would have just been an absolute barnstormer of a last couple of minutes here at Imola. But 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. 18 seconds between Chris Weitzel and Max Ricker, first and second. I think it's all over, bar the shouting there for them. Paul Britt, who was the first to pit out of all of them, I could be a rapper, ladies and gentlemen, is still in fourth place, but he's climbing up the back of Shawnee Madison at the moment, only 1.6 seconds behind. Thanks, Brian Florence. Good to see you, mate, and I'll have to catch up with you soon there. Thank you very much for your comment there on stream. Appreciate it, mate. Hope you are well, as always. And I'll tell you what, with the racing, everything is well for the top three in all of our racing in both classes, with Weitzel, Ricker, and Shawnee Madison. Albeit Shawn Madison's under a bit of threat here. That Corvette of his is looking a little bit slow at the moment. We're going to ride on board here with Paul Britt and see what happens, because we've only got under 3 minutes left of racing, so a couple of laps left here at Imola for everyone in Sundry to drive around. And that is a car off in front. Who is that? Is that a lap marker? Yes, it is. It's Benny Collins, not the Stig. So he is going to be lapped anyway, and he is out. Shawnee Madison, is sitting in third place, and I reckon Paul Britt can smell the meat. He is a tiger at the moment. He can smell that dead gazelle, and that dead gazelle is Shawnee Madison, as Shawnee Brimblecombe just comes straight past in the hypercar class. It's going to be amazing to see what we can do and see here in the grand scheme of things. I reckon for the matter of fact here, ladies and gentlemen, that you can hear the pandemonium inside people's heads at the moment with only 2 minutes left in the race. Everyone's battling for sheep stations here at SimSational TV and at On Track there as well. Loving every moment of it. And you can see the difference between Paul Britt and Shawn Madison there. It's now 0.7 of a second. 1 minute 52 left on the clock. I wish LMU would let me tell you the time, but I'm going to have to keep reading it out to you like a news reporter. Nonetheless, it's happening. 0.8 of a second. Shawn Madison versus Paul Britt. That's the battle you've got on track here at the moment. 6 seconds between Alex Kay and Harry Lawrence in the hypercar class, leading the field overall and on circuit too. So that gap is still ever decreasing, but I think it's too late for anyone to threaten him. Chris Weitzel, 16 seconds away from any threat in first place of the GD3 class. But this is the battle, the final step on the podium, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you want to see. You want to see everyone get excited. Everyone in the commentary box here, which is only me, by the way, but everyone else out there in viewership land, thank you for being here with us. We've got 1 minute and 5 seconds left here to go out of the hour race we've seen here at Imola. Absolute trials and tribulations of motorsport. We've seen accidents, we've seen undercuts not work, we've seen overcuts absolutely dead set work. And 54 seconds of the race left to go. I reckon this is the final lap for everyone in Sundry. By the time it is over, bar the shouting, and Shawn Madison is driving the absolute tits off that Corvette in front of him. Paul Britt's got absolutely no answers for anyone involved. But here comes Alex Kay for his last lap around Imola. Cannot get any quicker here than this man tonight. Absolutely smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. He has gone 100% balls to the wall. Every single time someone's thrown something at him, he's just shoved it back at him at 100 miles an hour and nearly knocked them out and said, go away, I'm done. Because Harry Lawrence has tried and tried and tried, but Alex Kay is just dead set too quick in the hypercar class tonight, and putting on a masterclass for everyone. Bit of strategical genius went against him at Interlagos. Thought he was on for P1 battle of his life there. With Harry, I think it was as well, but some guy came through from 6 and beat him to the chockies, but not tonight. This is dead set going to be a fantastic win here for Alex Kay. He is flying, and that BMW is probably one of the better looking cars. It looks so close to being graffiti without being art, but I'll tell you what, it looks pretty damn racy. The quick artist himself, Alex Kay, driving the wheels off this hypercar car tonight. And fantastic to see everything as well. Loving everyone's comments. Thank you so much for all the kind words. I'll get to you after the stream. But nonetheless, the focus is where we need to be here, and that is on this man, the myth, the legend, the man who has got the letter J before him and the letter L after him and his surname. Alex K is going to cross the line here, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to take the chockies over the line by a country mile, and that is a job done for Alex K, I hope. I bloody hope so. Yep, looks like it is. Can't see the checkered flag, and that is a cracking drive there for Alex K. Well done, mate. You deserve every single bit of positive talk and feedback as well. Harry Lawrence, also cracking drive from you too in the Alpine. Wish your Formula 1 team would get a bit better than what they are performing at the moment. Spinazzi in second place as well. Third place, sorry. And Christiansen in fourth place is still making his way around the circuit. A fair bit of a gap, and he is just going to take the chockies here over Vinter by the end of it. Fourth place goes his way. Van Dinter in fifth as well. Oh, actually, they switched positions. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Can't remember. What a grace. Chris Weitzel, however, GD3 leader. He is about to round the final turn here and take the chockies in his class by a country mile as well. 6.8 seconds for him. Absolutely cracking drive from the man himself, and he is going at a very slow rate of knots, but it doesn't matter because he has won by an absolute country mile. Take a bow. GD3 winner tonight, Chris Weitzel. Well done, son. Cracking drive from yourself. Max Ricker flashes the lights as he crosses the line too. Beautifully done by him. And I'll tell you what, Shawnee Madison still managing to hold off this guy right behind him, Paul Britt, for a P3 overall. Well done to you, son. That is a cracking drive, Shawnee. Against all odds, I would say. Fresher tyres of Paul Britt behind him. Still managed to hold off for third place there. And Paul Britt in fourth as well by the time it's all over, bar the shouting. Oh, that was awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your race winners and podium place getters in each class. We'll get to the GD3s in 1 second. Alex K won by 6.8 seconds over Harry Lawrence there in second place. Matthew Spinazzi in third takes a final step at the podium with Ben Vintner and Christiansen separated by 200ths of a second. 200ths, ladies and gentlemen. And a personal best lap there for Ben Vintner on the final lap. So I was right. Absolute switch positions there. Photo finish for the both of them. Colombo in sixth, Latunzio in seventh, Hammond, Brimblecombe, Fowler, Ty, Scanlon round out your top 12. Rifke of Fiat, Mark Stevens, Paul Huddy, and Simon Van Granen round out your hypercar grid with Max Ricker, Shawnee Madison, and Paul Britt finishing P1, 2, and 3. Chris Weitzel, however, finishing P4. Not knowing what's going on there. Maybe Alan Muse is giving me an absolute, I guess, heart attack. But anyway, Petullo 5th, Martin Dixon in 6th and 7th, Benny Collins, Greg Brock, the guy who puts this on, and crackingly done so as well, inside the top 10 in 9th place. Nathan Wilson and Donaldi, a trio of Ferraris in 9th, 10th, and 11th place, with Smith, Payno, Austin, Sproul, and Marcus NG with Ashland Reynolds and Wilkinson, all DNFing at the end there as well. But it's been a race, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been cracking to have you with me for tonight. Thank you to everyone involved in the chat. I'm going to read you all out because I value all much. Thanks to Chris Munro for letting me know that my card noises were too loud there. Miles Johnson, John CC, Coy Lazarus, the Marshall father and son duo of Harley and Ron also in the chat. Thank you, boys. Mr. Six Studio as well there, giving us a shout out. B Florence, B Florinator, also good to see him. Tanker as well with Johnston of Miles sitting there as well. And Terry Rayton, thank you very much, and also appreciate the kind words. It's absolutely sensational to see, and I love every one of you out there. But that is round 3 of the championship done and dusted. We'll give you the standings next time around, ladies and gentlemen. A live update of LMU has just thrown everything into pandemonium, so hopefully we can get everything else sorted for next time here at SimSational TV. But we are live next here this week as well, tomorrow night, in fact. So stick around. Keep that bell notification done on your YouTube channel, on our YouTube channel, please, and that will let you know when we go live or whatever is scheduled as well. If you are a subscriber, if you haven't pressed the like and subscribe buttons, please do so as well. And good night. It's all done and dusted here at LMU. But as you know, here at SimSational TV, I have been Zach O'Reilly. Guess what? You're not. But as always here at SimSational TV, it's a big thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here. And as always, keep it flat out, ladies and gentlemen. Ciao for now.